everyone. Yes, I'm trying to fix my camera. Alright, so let's see how this will work. I haven't done this in a little while. I'm back. Yes, it's still my YouTube channel. It is still active. The reason I'm saying I'm back is because I have not had a chat with my YouTube followers in a very long time. I have been extremely preoccupied and distracted and focusing on other things. Uh, at times, it's difficult to actually do a video or to do videos or to do vlogging because you have to ensure that you're in a state of mind to get it done. I have not been in a good state of mind for a very long time, for a few months. And even before that, I told you I took a break from vlogging, from bringing you these videos, because I was preparing for my wedding and all of that. I did promise some of you that I would put the wedding preparations and everything on YouTube, but that turned out to be too much. So eventually all you got was basically the wedding. Thank you to those who went into the comment section and you commented on the wedding. Thanks to those of you who messaged. Thanks to those of you who sent gifts. I know I did thank some of you personally, but I'm taking this opportunity to do it publicly. It has been a ride from February to now. Of course, most of you know my wedding was on the 13th of February. I'm not here to talk about all of that though, but I'm just letting you know that I'm grateful for all your support, your gifts, your comments, your contributions, your sentiments, everything positive, because we need to have positive vibes. Since then, I've been at it back and forth, didn't get the chance to do any of vlogging, any videos, because one of the reasons I eased on it too is because there's so much happening in our country, so much happening in our world. The space has been saturated with people bringing information, people bringing wrong information, right information to make you go stir crazy. So I took a break. I think that too much has been going on and everybody's been saying this. Suddenly everyone is a doctor, everyone is a scientist, everyone is another medical professional. So there's so much that has been going on. I decided to take a break from it completely. And then too, I have also been battling with some of my own mental issues. I have never been a person who, to say that I'm a mental health patient, but I can tell you, in the past year, I have learned and I have understand that mental health illness is real, and if we don't take care of our mental health, we can possibly collapse mentally and physically. What have I been up to after my wedding? I've just been chilling. Those of you who follow me know that after the wedding I've lost my job. God knows if that was done intentionally or unintentionally by the people who fired me. Mind you, and I must make it clear for those who don't know, I wasn't fired because of incompetence. I was fired because I apparently fell into that bracket that was politically affiliated. Of course, most of you know that before 2018, well, before 2019 I was, but of course I changed the course of my career and changed the course of direction back in January of 2019, or is it January of 2020? The time has gone by so quickly that I have forgotten things. So I've changed the course of my career, but that still didn't save me from being a part. Of course, everybody knows what is happening in Guyana. That didn't save me from being part of the mass dismissals and firings and so on. I try not to dwell on that, even though I can tell you it has taken a toll on me. It's one of the things that has caused me to have, so many different forms of breakdowns in the last few months, but I'm trying not to dwell on that. I want to share that experience with you, and in sharing it, I want to say that it is very important. I know you've heard this, but I want to remind you that it is very important to take care of your mental health. Mental health illness is real. I'm one of those persons who even before I've had some of my own experiences, who would say, well, you wave it off, you sleep it off, you fight, you this, you that, in that saying that it only exists if you feel it. But based on my own experience, I've learned now, and I understand how real, mental health illnesses, and if you don't take care of yourself, it can take you over. Whatever you have to do to keep pushing forward and to get up every day. And I can tell you, when you're depressed and when you're going through something or some things, it is difficult to keep moving forward, but we have to. I know in saying this, I probably need to look in the mirror and take my own advice too, but we have to keep moving forward, as difficult as it is. Find a way to drown it, whatever makes you happy, even if it's temporary happiness, even if it's temporary peace. Put one foot in front of the other. If eating something makes you happy or makes you get lost in a world where you forget about your problems and forget about what's making you depressed, do that. Fall into that one. If it is watching something, whether it be on but then again, with social media, you have to be careful, because there are lots of things out there circulating that can really make you even more depressed and make your mental health situation worse than it really is. So find little things that make you happy. For example, I don't have it here with me now. It's another part of the house. One of the things I did is I got a coloring book, and I got these crayons, and for a period of time that worked, because, and understand this, as you go through different phases of trying to keep up and trying to stay mentally healthy, you may need to do different things, you may need to implement different things. For a period I colored, it worked, but to be honest, it stopped working after a while, because it's like, okay, you got fed up with that too. But find things to occupy your time and to distract you from whatever it is that's making you mental stir crazy. If you're like me, you've been unemployed, and it's one of the things that making you seem as though you're going stir crazy, you basically have the time on your hands. You have the time to do things that would, you know, lift your spirit. As fast as you get bored or you become immune to those, find other things to do. For me, everybody knows that I'm a fitness junkie. I'm a workout junkie, so I am constantly working out. But there's only so much of that you can do without making yourself sick. So find things to lift you up when your mind and your thoughts stray. And I can tell you, it's one of the things I've learned in these times, that as strong as you are, it comes, you know. And for those who are believers, those who are Christians, you know the devil is extremely, even non-believers and so on, you know that the devil is extremely busy. So you have to keep working, and you have to keep praying. For those of you who are not necessarily believers, I pray that someday you become believers, but you also have to find a way to cope. And you know, on the note of believers, I can tell you, I kind of got pushed over the edge this week. And this is just me sharing some experiences with you, as I said, because I haven't done a YouTube video for you in a very long time. So, you know, I think we get this good. And for those of you who've been messaging me, asking me when, well, I'm back now. I'll try to do them as often as I possibly can. But in talking about believers and non-believers and our faith and praying and so on, I think one of the things that set me off this week and really pushed me over the edge is because of the fact that, well, for those of you who follow the news in Guyana, and for those of you who listen to what is happening in Guyana and you're paying attention, you know, one of the, what is it? The procedures in the gazetted order for handling and dealing with COVID-19, recent one is that you can't enter the churches without being vaccinated. So the head of the church here, of course, well, the Catholic Church, I should say, I'm not sure what is happening with the other denominations and so on, but for the Catholic Church, Bishop Francis Allen has decided to, I guess after consultation, he has decided to close the parishes, close the churches, because rather than having to turn away some of the members, of course, members who did not take the vaccine, the COVID-19 vaccine, rather than to turn away members, he decided that the best thing to do is to just close the churches, so nobody can attend. So now we're back to virtual mass, which is what was happening in the beginning of the pandemic. And it set me off a bit, because I was so upset and so torn about it. I still am, actually, to know that there is not much happening in the world that we can celebrate now because of the pandemic. People are hungry, people are dying, people are starving, whether they're dying from depression, whether they're dying of suicide, whether they're dying because of the pandemic. People are dying in our world. It is so depressing. And now to hear that the one place that you can go and be at peace and feel closer to God, that too now is being taken away. So it's kind of pushed me over the edge this week, and I know I'm not the only person who felt that way. There are other persons in other part of the world who there's something or some things that are happening that keeps pushing you closer and closer to the edge, closer. And it had me depressed for an entire 24 hours or so, because again, here it is that there's another thing to fight, another battle to fight, and you keep asking, where is God, and why is he allowing this, and how much more he thinks you can handle. you know People, we say that Christians, non-Christians, everybody says this: God don't give you more than we can bear. I now reach a point where I say, okay, I'm sitting here waiting to see how much more he actually thinks that I can bear before I crack or before I break completely, because I can tell you I have cracked, in the past year, not just once, but in the past year. And again, I know there are lots of you out there who, feeling the same way, feeling as though all you've been doing is out in fires and putting out fights, and then you're wondering how much more. I could tell you I'm there, and I have no answers for you. What I can tell you is just keep pushing forward, keep moving. We're all in the same boat. I'm not better than you when it comes to that, because I have to simply do this video. I had to get encouragement, my encouragement from my mom to simply start doing this again. I had to push myself, because these days it seems as though the only thing I'm really motivated to do is to work out, and that's because over the years I've become a workout junkie. So there's so much happening. I decided, let me just come back on, and from time to time, as we go forward, I'll find different things to talk to you about, different videos to do. But for now, I just wanted to especially all those of you who've been messaging. I know some of you over the years, you've gotten accustomed to seeing me on television or television programs and so on, and because that stopped suddenly, that stopped for more than a year. So sometimes it's still amazing how, people can still reach out and say, we're not seeing you, when are you doing another video, if you're coming back to work in television. As in terms of my career path, I can tell you, I don't have answers for you at this point. When I do get those answers, if I get them anytime soon, I will let you know. But I'm working on some other things that are not yet for, what should I say? Not things that are confirmed as yet, but I will let you know as it goes. My work in terms of working in television, not sure if that is going to be happening again anytime soon, but things change, and if nothing else, this past year has taught us that there's nothing written in stone and there's nothing black or white. But it is what it is. I hope I've been talking to you for about 13 minutes now, so I hope it has not been 13 minutes of just rambling. I hope that you can take away something from what I've said so far. For those of you who want to know what's new with me, nothing apart from the fact that there's now another name added on to my last name. And those of you who follow me public know that I've gotten married. If you don't know that, the video before this one, which would have been posted I think since in March, that's the wedding video. You can have a look at that. Yeah, it was a pretty awesome wedding, if I do say so myself. Yes, I must take the credit, because I did most of the planning myself, so that was pretty awesome. What else? Oh, my piercing is back. Those of you who've known me years before know I always had piercing. I never used to do television programs with it in yet, but my piercing is back. I've been so stark crazy and bored for the past, from the time I lost my job to now, which would have been in February. We're now in September. Today's the 10th of September. I found things to do. This is one of the things. I said, okay, you know what, I might as well bring it back. So yeah, I have that little vein thing in me going on. So yeah, that's for some of you that's new. Yeah, I know some of you may not approve, but I like it. I think it's cute. Let me give you a bigger shot without showing you inside my nose. Yeah, and you're seeing my big ugly zit there, but it is what it is. Yeah. So that's the only thing new. For those of you who are asking, yeah, some of you are brave enough to actually message me to ask me about babies. No, but I did get a new puppy. I got a dog. So yes, I have a pet. Again, those of you who knew me years ago know I had a rabbit. And when that rabbit died, it broke my heart. But I have a new pet now. Dogs are stronger than rabbits, so dogs can more hold their own. I think the rabbit died as a result of loneliness because, of course, back then my work schedule was morning until night, and the rabbit was often neglected and left alone. But yeah, that's it. That is what is happening with me for now. And I said, since this is my first video in a long time, I don't want to be too long. I've already rambled on a lot, but I just want to urge people, just keep your head up, especially those of us in Guyana. We know every day there's something that we don't agree with, something that disturbs us. There's so many things happening in terms of policies and policymakers and so on. But at this point, we have no control over that. So the most we can do is keep praying and try to stay as strong as we possibly can. And I always say, if you can be good, at least take care of yourselves and take care of each other. That's the most we can do at this point. And like I said, keep praying. I'll try to do a video as often as I can. From time to time, I might even try to pull my mom in. She doesn't like it, but she doesn't know that I have a plan for her. Of course, she'll know by the time this video is loaded, but yeah. So, let us ask now. Gone for a while. Thank you for still subscribing. Those of you who now see this video and you have not yet subscribed, go subscribe to my YouTube channel. Share it on Facebook, share it on YouTube, share it anywhere that you possibly can. I'm still here. And again, we've lost so much. We, meaning we as not just as a nation, we as a world. We've lost people. If we haven't lost people to COVID-19, I mean, I've also dealt with the death of my father earlier in the year. So that's what I'm saying. The world has been dealing with a lot, and at this point, I don't think there's any situation that is unique to any person. But what is unique is the way that we each deal with the situation and how it comes. I know most of us, if not all of us, we've either lost someone to COVID-19, we knew someone personally, even if not personally, you know them as an acquaintance, but we have lost. The world has lost, and some lost. And that's the thing for this pandemic. The pandemic too has also been a blessing, of course, for me, and of course for many. So lots happening, lots going on. And like I said, even though I think that social media, the areas and everything is saturated with certain conversations, I still think we can find things to talk about and to identify. Message me, put in the comments, let me know what you think, let me know what else you want to hear from me, what you'd like us to talk about, what you'd like us to investigate. When I say investigate in terms of doing simple research, I'm not talking about going out there and doing anything big, because, you know, pandemic is still around. Continue to mask up. Sanitize. Don't let your guard down. I'm not here to tell anybody go get vaccinated. I'm not here to tell anybody don't go get vaccinated. I'm not about that. It's your body. It is your choice. You get vaccinated if you want to. If you don't want to, you don't get vaccinated. It's up to you. I am not a policymaker. I know the policymakers are here to actually tell us, to encourage us to go get vaccinated. For me, my slogan, which is a lot of the slogan belonging to most people, it is your body and it is your choice. You decide what you want to put in it. But what I will say, continue to mask up and continue to sanitize and continue to keep safe. And this applies to whether you are vaccinated or not. And even though I said I'm not going to be long, I guess it's almost about 20 minutes since I've been talking to you. So I'm going to run now, and of course, thank you for always following me. Thank you for supporting me, and even though, you know, there's not much happening now, I hope that you will continue to do that. And as I said, continue to stay safe and continue to keep your family safe. Those who are prayerful, continue to pray for all of us, because it is a time and a period when we really and truly need it. So yeah, that's all I have to say to you for now. But as always, thank you very much, and look up to yourselves.